Alright guys, here we go. We're just getting ready for qualifying. You probably hear Howard talking behind me. Welcome to round 5 of the SimRacingMania BTCC Championship, where Andrew has now taken over 3rd place in the leaderboard here after some penalties and everything got placed last night. We did have some minor technical difficulties with the server and the website all night long and all morning long, so we finally got everything up and running. But first off, I'd like to say hello to our special guest, Leanne from the FN40s podcast. She's here to talk about FN40s and the Blind Beggar and all that good stuff. So let us know what it's all about. What's FN40s about?
Okay guys, so I started this about a year ago. We've got about a 97,000 following in a year and a half. We are all over the world. We're in Finland, and we are in Spain. Spain's actually our top country, which is really cool. We have about 500 downloads a week per country. It goes United States next, and then Canada. We also showcase talent. We are partnered up with the Blind Beggars, so we also do live shows. So we have the recorded. We're on every platform now. Yeah, you name it, we're there. We always have talent reaching out to us, so we're also going into music management and talent management. So the company's very diverse, and we love TRACKSVR. Actually, my co-host, who is a comedian, that's another feature of Blind Beggar, is all entertainment all week. We just really love coming here, and we love the support of the local businesses and what you guys do for people for this process, being able to race without hurting yourself.
Yes, we do very much like to do it without. There, you guys can see us now. I'm a little out of screen.
Oh God.
Okay. Yeah, Leanne,
you know I hate video.
Leanne,
like I really hate Howard.
You're up front and center now. So there's Howard. This is Leanne here from FN40s, and you all know me. I'm here every week, so you all know who I am. That's actually really cool. I didn't know you were in Spain and stuff too. That's actually really interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's a real good tie-in. Sorry, audience, can't hear me too well. Real good tie-in for us because some of the guys were racing against our Spain as well, and we would
Yes,
some interest there.
Spain and Italy and everything. So it's.
Okay, so if you want to reach out to us, you can reach us at capital F, 4 little S, ING, space 40 apostrophe S, and just message us on Facebook, and we'll get a hold of you.
Awesome. That's really good to know. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be checking you guys out. I know I've listened to a few. Can't really watch you guys talk, but
no, because I hate video.
This is why she doesn't sit behind a camera. She does it in podcast versions. Where
I don't like it. Yeah, I'm good on stage. Nobody's filming me. Well, this is true.
We hope
true.
Nobody's filming her without her permission.
Yeah.
We hope.
But thanks for having me on,
yeah,
guys.
Thanks for being here. That's really cool.
I appreciate this. Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are great.
Even just, how you guys are spreading the word.
Yeah. Thank you. That's what we do. Yeah.
And I have some more swag for you.
Oh, yes, you do.
Giving
Look what I'm
prizes.
giving away.
Giving prizes to.
You guys better show up at my show, eh? Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Wings are 30 cents at the Blind Beggar Smokehouse.
Jesus, 30 cents. So.
Right? Ooh,
That sounds
look
like
at
a
that,
good
guys.
night out.
They're very good. We've gone a couple of times. I've been up on stage.
Thank you.
Yeah, so if you ever want to come down and meet Leanne Wednesday nights, if you want to see Howard once in a while, he's down
Yeah,
there. Definitely
he
come
pops
down
by.
and meet Howard and Leanne. Both great people, so definitely come
Thank
down and say
you.
hi. I think Leanne's gonna.
I'm booking out.
Leanne's gonna peace
had
out
enough of the
because she's like,
camera.
I don't want any more camera. We're gonna turn the camera off here. She's afraid.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Thank
for
you very
coming down.
much.
It's greatly
Okay,
appreciated.
thanks,
Love it.
guys. Good luck racing.
Awesome. So that was Leanne from FN40s, guys. So you actually got to hear from our sponsor for this series, which is great. Last series we didn't get to hear from the sponsors. This one you get to, which is fantastic. I kind of lost all train of thought. Don't know what else. Remember what else I was supposed to talk about.
Let's mention that tomorrow we're at.
Oh yes, tomorrow we actually have an event. What is it? It's the Bunnies and Bugs.
Bugs, bunnies, and buses.
Bugs, Bunnies, and Buses. It is a Volkswagen group here in town in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. They are awesome. They're all to do with Volkswagens, which is why they have the Bugs and Buses in there. But definitely go check them out. We have a mobile event that we're doing down there. Sorry guys, we're in the middle of qualifying, so we're just watching. We're just riding on board with Andrew, watching him get his laps in. It is extremely wet. Sorry, I'm gonna go off tangent a little bit. It's extremely wet out. I had to turn the graphics like way down because I was getting like 5 to 10 frames a second because of how much rain there was. And with 24 cars on the grid, I don't want to have to be looking at a 5 frame a second thing, and I don't want you guys worrying about stuttering the whole race. Right now, Andrew with a nice Formula Drift. That was actually really good. But we're going to be at the Legend 7 Brewing tomorrow afternoon for a mobile event where we're going to have the Bunnies, Bugs, and Buses event that they're having at the brewery. We're going to be letting them do some racing and stuff, so it's going to be really fun. I hope you guys don't mind the little bit of music that I got going in the background. It's kind of evens things out a little bit, not so much dead air. I don't want to. I'm trying to find other music things that are not going to get copyright claim, because I found a couple playlists, but played an hour of it and 1 or 2 songs get copyrighted, so I'm just playing some Diddy Kong Racing from way back in the day. Qualifying's almost over. We got about 3 minutes in qualifying left. Right now, Colin is back this week. He's racing this week, even though Nick/Colin raced for him last week. Colin is racing this week, so we got Colin, Andrew, who we're riding on board with. At least I do believe this is Andrew. Yep, it's Andrew. And Jack, as per the usual. So the track is super wet. Like I said, it's supposed to be wet all 3 races, as it is currently raining in England, where Donington Park circuit is. We are racing at Donington Park, which is, see the lag already? I do one little thing and get lag, so I just want to... Donington Park, if I can type it out here. Should have had this ready before. Just let me find it here. Hold on. Sorry about the lag. So this track opened in 1931. It reopened in 1977, so that just goes to show you how old this track is. It's almost 100 years old, and it's still a very widely used track for BTCC, British Superbikes, the World SBK, British GT, British F3, which is kind of the same thing that Jack and Andrew raced in the last series, truck racing, festivals, motorcycle festivals, like all kinds of stuff. It's actually amazing how much this track gets used on a regular basis, so... definitely stick around for that. The racing's gonna be wet and wild all 3 races. I don't expect it to get dry at any point. Oh, Andrew with a spin. Nice little 360. Very well done by Andrew. Yes, so rain all 3 races. As far as I know, the track is showing about 93% wetness at the moment, which is not actually, well, it could have dried off a little bit. Looks like it stopped raining. Let's just take a look on board with Andrew here. It looks like it has definitely stopped raining a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely stopped raining. So track is going to start to dry out, which is good. And hopefully my frames start to get a little bit better here. We'll just ride on board with Andrew for a lap. I had to turn the graphic settings down. You could literally see the raindrops bouncing off the wet track. That's how much it was raining when Jack and Andrew got on for some practice today after they had reset the server and everything. So just goes to show what these guys may be dealing with for the first little bit of this race. Qualifying is basically over. Looks like, where's Andrew in my thing here, my live timing? Andrew, where are you? There you are. Andrew's got This will probably be his in lap actually, because he's got 1 lap left, so he's got to do an in lap, or else he's going to get a penalty. We don't want to do that. But it looks like so far Jack's going to be provisionally P18. Andrew's just goofing around, I think, getting a lap of practice in. All right, qualifying is over. Andrew just popped into the garage there, as you guys can see. The Parkinson car right there. Looks like, okay, so qualifying looks like Jack's gonna be qualified P18. Andrew's gonna be qualified P7, and Colin gonna be qualified P5. Now remember, Andrew does have, from being 3rd place in the standings, he's gonna have 42 kilograms of ballast, and Colin is actually sitting 10th overall, so he's gonna have 6 kilograms of ballast, which is not that bad. But looks like the top 3 are all in the 1 minute 14s, and the next like 5 guys are in the 1 minute 15 seconds. So this is gonna be a good little race. We got a quick little warm up here. Why are we staring at the wall? Oh, because we're on Dennis Yashenko's car. We do not want to be on his car. We want to be on Andrew's car. There's Andrew's car. Cool. Yeah, so we got a quick little warm up here, guys. That was Howard just let me know he's got his stuff all set up first, so apologies for that. Yeah, so Andrew did get bumped up from 4th to 3rd in the standings. Emmanuel Lopez, the guy he was battling for 3rd place with, got 2 pretty big penalties in the last race, in the last rounds. So he actually got 2 30-second penalties in 2 different races, so lost a lot of points and a lot of ground there. And he's also got a 6th place grid penalty, so it's actually going to bump Colin and Andrew up a spot. So Colin's going to start P4 and Andrew's going to start P6. Jack is starting P16, so he bumped up 2 spots too, which is good. Other people getting penalties, as I said. So it's gonna be an interesting show, this race at least, for sure. Let's go on board with Dennis Yashenko here and just watch him do some laps. Howard just giving some pep talks to the boys out there. Gotta keep them ready. Looks like we're at 23 drivers now. Looks like one driver has copped out, or they just got disconnected and are going to be joining again shortly. Sorry about that. I was just sending a text back. People wishing me happy birthday to my mom, who passed away 8 years ago. So it is her birthday today. She passed away like a week or 2. I can never remember. Before her birthday. So people are just wishing me a happy birthday to her and making sure I'm okay. So, but to everybody out there, I am okay. I went and seen her this morning. Went golfing this morning. Got to the shop here to do the stream, realized I forgot my headphones, had about half an hour to get all the way home and get all the way back with my headphones, which managed to take me 40 minutes because of all the construction around where I live. So yes, it was a whole morning. It's just things did not go right this morning, so I'm in a good mood. I'm in a jovial mood, so that's all good. And now I got a string on my shirt, for crying out loud. Looks like Mr. Ishenko there is going to start, wants to practice his starts. I don't know what he's doing. Let's ride on board with Andrew. That's a little more fun. This is just warm-up, guys, so you can see the spray. It is not raining anymore, and it looks like the track is drying up. So we're probably going to have a super wet race. Oh, pardon me. Super wet race 1. And then a moderately wet race 2, and then possibly a dry race 3, we're hoping. Let's go over the tires for today. Where is my rules? The tires for today are mediums are the base and hards are the options. So since the first race we're going to be racing on the wet tires, we are... Ooh, looks like Andrew's going to go out on the mediums. Give the mediums a try. Cool. Might be dry enough that that they're thinking about using the mediums for this race, which would be good because then they have to use, I mean, either way they have to use the hard tires. If they don't use the wets, they have to use the hard tires one race and then the mediums for the other 2, or if they want to use the hards for more than one, they can. That's totally up to them. But Andrew's just going out testing the waters to see how good the track is on medium tires. It's going to be slick, I know that for sure. It's starting to dry out a little bit maybe, but nothing crazy. Andrew's just testing the waters, which is a good idea, I think. But Donington Park is a good circuit. It's very fun. I haven't personally driven it in the BTCC cars, but I have driven it in GT cars. So double about 600 horsepower in a GT car and a little bit heavier, and the rear-wheel drive. So a lot different race style, but this track is very fun. So if you have R Factor 2, I definitely recommend grabbing it and downloading it because it's a really fun track. Makes for some good close racing too, depending on what cars you're using. Yeah, Wicked 360 by Andrew. Yeah. Looks like medium tires might not be the best bet for this race, but looks like the points leader is actually out doing some practice on them too. So we have about a minute left of warm up. Everybody's just trying to get out and dry that track off as much as they can. The more they go over the track, the more they wick the water away from the driving line, creating a drier line for them. So we got about, I would say we have more than half the field out driving around right now for some warm up to try and dry the track out. You can tell the medium tires next to no grip on this very wet track. We're still at about 90% wetness, so the track is very, very slippery. Another thing to note, I do believe Andrew, yep, so warm-up is done. We're going to be going to the race quick here, as all the cars have angry relations with each other in their garages. Okay, we got 50 seconds till race start. I'm going to ride on board with Andrew to start. I apologize to Andrew's family who watches every race. They like to cheer him on, which is awesome. Love to hear that you guys are out there cheering on your boy. I apologize for not giving him much screen time last week. He was just kind of in the middle of no man's land, not really near anybody, so it kind of made for boring racing to watch. Which is why I was focusing on Nick/Colin and Jack, because they were actually battling with people. This race today, I will do my best to give Andrew some more screen time for you guys, just so you don't feel like he's getting left out. Okay, here we go. So it looks like Looks like Andrew starting P4 and Colin starting P7, so I don't know what happened there. But here we go, lights out. And Howard, go ahead from the garage there, sir.
Looks like a decent start for both drivers here at down in the pits. Struggling with the usual suspects back in traffic, and they made some last-minute decisions on tires, and so we'll see what we have here. We've already got some cars off track. They were discussing the race, so I just gave out some encouragement and just try your best to keep it on track.
Yeah, they always need those words of encouragement, especially going into a wet race. And from what I heard from Jack and Andrew, the track is a little bit different than the one they were practicing on, especially the chicane as we see Andrew go through it here. I'm surprised my frames are actually holding up pretty good. We had one little bit of a leg spike, nothing major yet though, which is good.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at not to give any negativity to the race circuit, but I'm surprised they went on the day of the race with a new track sign and add rain to that. Yeah, I'm not sure that it increases the realism, which is probably the effect they're trying to get. But when I find that would take away from the realism of drivers and the audience.
Yeah, exactly. Leg spikes are not fun. So far, it doesn't seem like we've had any leg spikes that have caused people to hit each other in any of the races. It doesn't seem that way, which is good because that's the worst way to get taken out of a race. But right now we have the top 4 points leaders. We have Denis Shashenko all the way out in front, Vlad Tokarov right behind him. We have Andrew in 3rd place at the moment, and we got Tomas Golab in 4th place. So this is the top 4 points leaders battling it out right now, right off the bat, starting race 1. I still don't know how Andrew started 4th because from my qualifying times, it looked like Andrew actually qualified 2 spots behind Colin. But it also looks like Colin and Jack. Oh, Colin got taken out by the looks of it. He's dropped way down the pack. Jack's made it all the way up into P9, started P16. So very well done by Jack. I don't know what happened to Colin, but he's constantly dropping back. He must have had a major spin. Let's see if we can't find him. There's Jack. He's got a pretty good gap, too, to the cars behind. So it's wet. Oh, Colin's on medium tires. That could be the reason. Colin thought the track was dry enough. That's going to cost him quite a bit, I do believe. Let's see if he got back on track, though. See where he is. Come on, Colin. Where are you? There he is. So he's back on track. You can tell those yellow stripe tires, those are the mediums. He's going to be struggling quite a bit. Track is still 87% wet. So
yeah, they were making a last second determination and gambling and everything.
Oh, Colin. That just goes to show that the medium tires, as soon as you get anywhere off of that dry line, which is that lighter gray line that you can see Colin now driving on, as soon as you get off of that a little bit, you're onto an 87% wet track, which means no grip. Like quite literally means no grip. Let's go back up to Jack, who's now been, a little bit of a bump. There we go. There's Jack right there. This is a good little 4-way battle. This is a 4-way battle for 9th by the looks of it. So all of them fighting for position. Every position counts for an extra point to the extra couple points or whatever in here. So everybody's trying to get as many points as they can in the last 3 or second to last rounds. So the second to last 3 races here of this championship. Jack doing a good job. Oh, that gray and black car really throwing it around that corner. Does a good job of holding that inside. Very good defense by Jack there. That's very well done. They kind of want to park it on the inside, on the inside of the lane. Oh, he got forced outside. That's okay. No, he still had the better line. Yeah, he had the better line.
Yeah.
Oh, car off track in front.
And in talking to Jack through this season, he's really found his
Jack,
confidence.
that was keep it straight, bud. Keep it straight. Very, very good job, Jack. Very, very good job. That was a good save. Can't call that a dangerous re-entry as he had no control over the car in the grass, so he just happened to come back on track where he came back on track. But very well done by that gray Vauxhall behind him to avoid an incident between the two drivers. That was very well done from both Jack and the driver behind. So nice little train. Oh, getting a little bit of lag. That's okay. Let the frames come back up. Oh, Jack late outbroke himself. So did the little Vauxhall. Both of them outbroke themselves going to the chicane. That's okay though. Jack's still doing good. Let's go check up on Andrew, see what's happening with him. Come on, where is he? There he is. So he's kind of losing time to the two cars in front, Denis Yashenko and Vlad Tokarov. You saw the back of Tokarov's car there. There's Yashenko, there's Tokarov at the bottom of the screen. Andrew's doing a good job.
Looks like it's really hard for them to find some cooling for these wet tires. Like the dry strip is overheating the wet tires.
Yeah, the dry line is only about 16% wetness, so there's not really anything there. As you see, as we just mentioned, Andrew's pulling off into the wet stuff to cool those tires down, so got to make them last the entire race. So you got to keep them cool as often as you can. And you can see those brakes really heating up too. Man, those headlights are bright. Andrew doing a good job. Depending on how these three races go will depend how hard it will be for Andrew to get a top two come next round or the last round next week. So he's got to have some good finishes this weekend or this race weekend, and then we'll see how he fares. Oh, Emmanuel Lopez has DNF'd, so we now have Andrew is going to easily have third place locked up from Emmanuel Lopez now as he DNFs. Looks like Jack's got some slow cars in front of him. Oh, it looks like that the gray Vauxhall had a little bit of spin and Jack had to get around him. Lots of elevation change.
Which again is going to lead to unsettling these cars, especially in the combination of wet and dry track. And you know, it's why you're going to see some lockups and some spins. You know, is because the guys are losing grip as the car gets unsettled.
Yeah, when we get to that corner again, they actually have a braking point right at the top of the corner. So the car is super light as they are coming up over the crest of the hill as there's no weight on the tires. So as soon as they touch the brakes, they just want to lock up. Coming down the hill is not so bad because all the weight is loaded onto the tires, nice and heavy. It's this corner coming up, I do believe. Yeah, coming up the hill. No, not this one. It's the next one, I think. Yeah, it's coming up around this right-hander. That one's not so bad. It's nice and flat. This one, they're going up a hill and then they have to start braking. So the car is super light, as you would assume. They're going 200 kilometers an hour up a hill, and they get a little bit light as the suspension starts to open up and pull the car away from the tires, meaning the tires have zero grip or less grip to the ground than they do when the car is loaded on top of the tires. So, but Jack's doing a good job. He's in P14, so he's up some spots from where he started. Colin is slowly trying to climb his way back from his spins earlier on. Those medium tires really making everybody struggle. Everybody that started on the mediums, 4 of them, one is DNF'd, and the other 3 are back half of the pack. So mediums not quite being the right choice for this race. Maybe next race.
And yet the dry track is quite dry. We have another
that's
car off track
the
there.
black Ford Focus or black Subaru that Jack was chasing before, so that's going to give Jack a free spot. Yeah, use all that curb, double apex corner. And the one thing we were doing, Jack and Andrew, I know they were going over telemetry for each other's fastest laps, so we record everybody's lap times here. So what they did was we did the racing as if they were customers here. We record their lap times, and we can go and look at their telemetry and stuff afterwards, like real race car drivers and professional like F1 guys would. Or the crew chiefs and stuff would as their cars are going on the track. We can do that here too. So if you guys are really into the racing, definitely come down, do some laps so we can compare your telemetry to the faster guys to see where you're losing or where you can make up time.
Absolutely. I'm developing a system here at TRACKSVR as the race director to where anyone who has been here before, that we offer coaching and race guidance to the best of our ability, depending upon your group size and what event you're having, of course. But we have race pros, so much like you'd go to a golf course and get training and coaching from a golf pro. We have all of us are race pros.
Looks like it has just started to rain, unless that's the spray from the car in front. I cannot quite tell. Sorry to cut you off, Howard, but I just popped on board with Andrew, and all of a sudden this car's getting wet. So
people
car
are really
off
struggling.
track, yeah.
Is that a lap
car? That was a blue
already?
flag,
Yeah.
yes. So that was a car that had to let Andrew by as Andrew was passing them. I do believe that was Arcturus, actually, whom we've seen lots because Jack used to have some good battles with him. So obviously Arcturus is really struggling in the rain. As you can see, Andrew's not really struggling, but he's not having a very easy time either.
Once again, look how active Andrew's steering wheel is. Andrew's Mr. Hands
Mr.
around
Handsy.
here.
You can also see his kilometer. He's doing 200 and some kilometers. He's hitting 208-ish before he has to go into the braking point before the chicane. The fastest speed is 210 kilometers an hour. So we have 2 people. One of them is actually Colin on the medium tires, reaching 210 kilometers an hour before that chicane braking point. Even the start-finish straight braking point, they're hitting speeds of 202, 203. So just shows you how fast these cars are really moving before they have to slam on the brakes and stop the car. Good little shots from Andrew. Oh, lots of cars off track.
And just to finish up with what we were talking about, we can. We have live telemetry, so if you go onto our website and go to leaderboards, you can go check an example and just go to circuit records, and we can help you improve your times by examining that telemetry and giving you some pointers, and then getting you back on the track to try some new tricks. We also, I wanted to mention that these guys, all this racing that we're doing, we are you know, we are an esport. We have potentially some new esport guys from here in Calgary, Calgary Economic Development, watching today. I just wanted to reach out and say hi. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time to watch our racing. We hope it's exciting. It's been a pretty exciting race already with all the conditions inherent. And then lastly, we had some feedback from one of our audience, just that not everybody understands all the racing terminology and really gets what's going on. So thank you for that feedback. Pete, we're going to try and do our best. Although we have Rick is such a good explainer of things.
I'm trying.
And I'm a good smartass. So.
Yeah, that was good feedback. I tend to forget once in a while that not everybody that is watching knows exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about the things. So that was a really good piece of feedback, which is why I'm trying to focus more on explaining what I mean after I've said it. If you understand what I mean.
You don't have the camera on, so they can't see your arms.
I don't have the camera on. Second race, I'll turn the camera on. We had to turn it off because Leanne was camera shy. But we've had another driver DNF, and Colin has gone up to made his way back up to P16. Enough on board of Andrew's car, and Jack has made it back up to P11. So everybody's slowly climbing back. Andrew's keeping a pretty good gap. That gap to Tomas behind him has actually grown from like 2.5 to almost 4 seconds now. So he's doing very good there. Denis Sashenko has quite literally driven away with this race, I do believe. I think there is 16 laps in this race. Let me just double check that. Calendar. Oh, there's 19 laps. Holy. Okay, so we are just coming to the end of lap 14. So we got about 5 laps left, we'll say. Because you got to count. We got to finish 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 5 laps. So yeah, he's got Denis Sashenko has about a 5-second gap to second place. Vlad Tokarov in second has about a 7-second gap to Andrew. And Andrew's keeping a constant 3.
Oh no! What's with our other car?
Colin just letting these guys by on the straight. I think Colin is fine. I don't think he got into any accidents. He's just got blue flagged. Didn't want to hold anybody up.
Excellent. What a competitor Colin is. If any of you met him, Colin is an excellent racer. One of our good friends here at TRACKSVR. Pretty much a member of our TRACKSVR family that I don't have to pay. So thanks, Colin. He's provided us with our excellent sound booth desk that gets us revved up every time we come in with all the manufacturer's badging on it.
Yeah, you name it, we got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
And he's one of our dudes. So you know, if you ever have an opportunity to meet Colin and race against him, he will bring up your skill level by his skill level.
Yeah, he's like the rest of us down here. He tries to help people out as much as he can, where he can. Obviously, you're only as coachable as you are willing to listen. So if you don't listen to the advice, we can't do much for you. But if you're willing to listen to everything we tell you, then you'll definitely become a better driver. So Jack's doing very good. He's in P11.
So he's in with one of those tag cars.
This is Adam Smith. This is the actually good tag driver. I will say that right now. Even Andrew has said that he's very fast and very, very clean. But this is the only tag car that is clean, is Adam Smith. So my live timing has stopped working again. A little bit of lag for a second there. Sorry. Okay, there we go. It was still showing Jack in front of Adam, and I was like, that doesn't seem right. Adam just passed him. But it's now updated. we're now back to the way things should be. This is nice. Oh, lots of cars off track again. Those I do believe are blue flags. Yep, just blue flags. No spots gained for Jack. But it's good that he's able to keep out of trouble. Actually, this is his first race in the few races where he's actually been able to keep away from the trouble. All the crap that happened last week that we all saw. So
Yeah, not very much invective directives.
yes.
It's quiet out there on the pits today, guys. So it must mean that these guys are focused and they know what they got to do, and they're getting it done.
Adam Smith off track in the chicane. Very good gentleman rules to let Jack by. That was very well done. I don't know if this number 44 is actually, this is the battle for 10th. That number 44 is 10th place in front of Jack. So 3 different cars battling it out for 10th place. We got the Ford Focus in 10th, Jack in the Subaru in 11th, and the Adam Smith in the Vauxhall in 12th. So Jack getting a little bit worse of a drive coming out of that corner. Adam Smith got a wicked drive out of that corner. I don't know what happened there.
You got some
He
some nice air.
Hit the nitro.
Yeah. It's like he was punching through the air a lot
And there
easier.
goes,
We have another car off track.
That's a lapped car. He's just not having fun at all. We've had 2 DNFs, as I mentioned, so that's actually 3 DNFs. Looks like Richard Brooks, that was that British flag car that we saw go off the track. He has DNF now.
And DNF, for those of you who don't understand what we're saying, means did not finish.
Yeah, so I'll go over the acronyms now that I've used today. So DNF, did not finish, as we just mentioned. DQ is not Dairy Queen. It is disqualified. And DNS, as in Sam, is did not start. So sometimes I'll mention that this person didn't start this race. It's a DNS is just did not start. So, but DNF and DQ are the 2 big ones. DC is for disconnect. So if somebody's in the middle of a race and they all of a sudden just disappear, their game might have crashed and they just disconnected from the server. So that's all that means. Nothing fancy, nothing major. Just remember that DQ is not Dairy Queen.
Not slinging ice cream here, folks.
Jack is doing very good. Andrew is sitting pretty in P3. We're on lap 19. Jack is actually just finishing lap 18. So Andrew is about a third done lap 19. So he's on his last lap. So I'm gonna just ride on board with him. So here's Andrew with Colin right behind him. I don't know I hope Colin doesn't miss a braking point. He rarely does. I just hope that this is not one of those times where he does. That would not be good at all.
They are in communication with each other. I heard them talking during qualifying, so they should both know what's going on. And to explain what we mean when we say P3, we mean position 3.
Yes. Yeah, I can hear Jack, Andrew, and I can't hear Colin, but I can hear Jack and Andrew talking to each other. Very well done by Andrew, taking home P3. Colin's gonna get a P17. Let's hop on board with Jack here as he comes around the last few corners of his lap. Jack's gonna take home a sweet P11, unless he has a little collision, which it doesn't look like he's going to. He's keeping it clean now for the last lap, making sure he can make it around and not lose any spots. 11th place is a very good finishing from where he started, and it'll help going into race 2 where he will start 11th and Andrew will start 3rd. So very well done from those 2, and unfortunate luck to Colin, who started on the mediums. Very well done by Jack. Very well done. All drivers did a good job. I know. Jack doing some beach donuts here.
Beach donuts.
All right, I think Howard's out in the pit lane. I don't know if he's got any comments from the drivers yet, but we'll see what he says. Oh, a little nudge after the race. I don't know what that was about.
Might be because Jack and him were bumping and grinding there pretty good in the middle of the race for sure. What a great battle Jack had for 10th place. It was exciting to watch those three cars try and build their spots back up. Too bad about Colin in this race. Probably just a wrong tire choice on the mediums, but we'll see what he decides to go with in the next race. And like I said about Colin earlier, he's always in there for a good race, good battle. Just continues to impress Andrew with another podium finish. So the podium, to explain for those of you who don't know, they do first, second, and third places just like they do in the Olympics. So if you get in the top three, you get on the podium. So when we talk about podiums, that's what we're talking about. All right, these guys are going to take a break between races here. Looks like they're excited and ready to go for the second race of the series. And we'll see you back here in 5 minutes or so.
Well done to all three drivers. I'm gonna go take my pit stop here, guys, and we will be right back. Go grab your coffee, pop, booze if you're out in the patio at the moment, and we'll be back shortly.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TRACKSVR. We have 12 full-motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TRACKSVR.
Alrighty, guys, we are back. Let me just turn down the music a little bit here. We're back with race numero dos. Got to get my Spanish correctly. I've been trying to learn Spanish, so I got to get it correct here. We're back, race 2. So Jack is going to be starting. Oh, Jack's going to be starting P10, so he's starting 10th place. Actually got a really good start. Well
Really
done on
good
him.
start.
Andrew starting 11th and Colin starting 15th. So we've gone from 24 drivers in the first race. That's a massive pack. Arcturus goes flying off track right off the bat. Jack is doing very well. He's up into 6th place by the looks of it. Yeah, he's up into 6th. Battling with Tomas at the moment. So, oh, Vlad Tokarov. Is that Vlad Tokarov going off? Yep, that was Vlad. This is gonna help. Andrew really, really well. Jack up into P5. Oh, they've decided to go with mediums this race. Everybody's decided to go with mediums this race. We have one person on softs, which I know is an illegal tire for this race, considering softs were not supposed to be used at all. However, his tires are gonna fall off really, really bad later on in the race, and what I mean by that is his tires are going to go from having a lot more grip than everybody else at the start of the race, by the end of the race having very, very little grip. Whereas the medium and hard tires are harder compounds, so the tire actually lasts a little bit longer. Not the tread, but the tire itself just lasts with the grip a little bit longer. So we have Andrew up into 2nd place. Jack is in 5th. Colin's up into P12. So all 3 drivers have gained positions so far this race, and cars all over the track.
And we knew going on to mediums, there is still some wetness down on that track. What's the current rating?
It looks like it's about 0% on the drive line and 75% off the drive line. This car behind Jack is on the soft tires, which is illegal, so he's probably going to get a penalty for that. If not, I will be mentioning to Jack and Andrew to both put in an inquiry as to why he was on soft tires after the race, because those tires are not to be used.
To explain tires, guys, so tire compounds, first of all, these are slick tires that they use when they're not on wets. And the tire compounds are rated on the overall hardness of the rubber compound, but also their ability to shed heat. So a soft tire will warm up to its operating temperature sooner.
The inside. Sorry to cut you off, Howard. That was 3. They were 3 wide going down that straight, and I was hoping for something to go wrong and have Jack just drive away, but Jack did a very, very good job of holding off both those drivers. Hard compound in the Vauxhall and the Ford Focus on the illegal soft compounds. So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so anyways, soft tires will reach their optimal. Oh, that was a bad move on the, oh goodness.
That was also the same guy that punted Jack at the end of the last race. So I think there's going to be some penalties called on him after this race for sure. Yeah, he definitely got pushed right off the track. So go ahead, Howard.
Yeah, anyways, so and then you go to mediums and hards, and they all achieve their operating temperature it takes slightly longer, but they also wear longer. So soft tires will wear out, and their available grip will wear down a lot more quickly than the mediums and the hards. So that's to explain tires. So when we're talking about soft, mediums, and hards, that's what we're talking about is the different hardnesses and ability coefficient of friction to shed heat.
Yes, precisely. Looks like Vanacore Giuseppe on the soft tires has passed Tomas, so Tomas is probably freaking out going, what the heck's going on there? Oh, Jack locked up, going to the downhill right-hander.
No, he's quite. He was. I heard some exclamations, and he was quite upset after getting hit. And that.
I'm gonna assume he's got damage because that looked like he just barely got on the power and the car spun himself right out. So
check out what damage is going on in the pits here. Be back in a moment.
All right, guys, we're on board with Colin, who's made his way from 15th up to 10th. Look, it's basically like Colin and Jack have swapped places. Colin started 15th, is now in 10th. Jack started 10th, is now in 15th. So just waiting on Howard to see what the damage situation is on Jack's car. It looked like it was pretty bad.
Yeah, Rick. So it looks like he's got some heavy left side damage, and that will be from the hit when the guy hit him off track. It's affecting his steering a little bit that I can see. Hopefully, it's not affecting his brakes too much and his suspension. So we'll see how he's able to manage for the rest of this race. But he's going to probably have to take it pretty easy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Knowing Jack the way I do, for those of you who don't know, Jack is my son, and so I do know him pretty good. And I would think that he's probably pretty frustrated with the goings on, and once he finds out that that guy was on illegal tires for the race, that'll probably drive that point home for him. So.
Excuse me, I went to say something. Oh, excuse me, I went to say something and apparently decided to choke on my own saliva. So the things I have to put up with on my own body here. Yeah, you could definitely see the track is starting to dry out quite a bit now. That dry line is in the middle, very center of that light gray racing line is gonna be like no wetness at all, and then as you slowly progressively get out to the darker stuff on the track, that's gonna be where it's wet. So if you see drivers driving off of the dry line, which is the fastest straight line racing line, if they go off into the dark stuff, it's just to cool their tires down if they get a little bit hot. As the hotter the tires get, the less grip they have after a certain point. So they have to cool them back down to that operating temperature to get the grip in the corners and stuff. Why did Colin turn his headlights on? I cannot tell the difference between Colin and Andrew now.
Perhaps that's why.
Colin just knew. Colin was like, "Yep, you're streaming. Yep, you're not gonna tell the difference." We're gonna hop on board with Andrew here, as he's right on the back end of the race leader. So this is the battle for first place. Andrew doing a very good job. We are on lap 7, kind of in the middle of lap 7 here, and Andrew really putting on the pressure now. It looks like both drivers are on the same tire, which is good. So no mechanical grip advantage there, depending on who has the less weirdly worn rubber.
Whoa, big slide by Andrew. Big slide. That's like Tokyo drifting right there.
He was doing that in the practice too. I don't know what he was, if he was just goofing around or what, but he was doing that in the practice a lot too. That cost him a big whopping like 4 seconds to Ashenko, about 3.5 to 4 second gap to Ashenko now.
I was just about to say that he was he was pulling on Dennis pretty good, but yeah, after that slide,
he was keeping up.
Probably just a very rare mistake on Andrew's part.
Oh yeah, for sure. As for their fastest lap times, he's pulled up quite a bit as Ashenko had to battle with a lapped car. That Pizza, what is it? I don't know, some kind of pizza car. Is a back marker. Pizza King, that's what it is. He got held up by the Pizza King car, so allowed Andrew to gain a good 2 seconds, about 3 seconds almost. Andrew lost a little bit of time getting held up coming out of that corner, but nothing major. His gap is now 2 seconds instead of 4 to 4.5. So, but Andrew's back tires are going to be, especially the same corner. Andrew's back tires are going to be a lot more worn out than Ashenko's tires. Oh, it looks like we've had Tomas Golab DNF. So Tomas is going to be out of the running for the top positions here too, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't even see Where is he? The other driver that Andrew was battling with, Emmanuel Lopez, is not even in this
Manuel
race.
Lopez.
So he has a DNS. So did not start this race. So he won't be eligible for any points or anything, obviously, because he didn't race. But that's actually really good news for Andrew, as he's going to start to pull away from Tomas and from Emmanuel now in third place, which is good. So he can focus on trying to catch up to second and first. And after this race, the points leader is actually, after his spin on the first lap, he's actually back up to 5th place. He was all the way down to like 13th. And he's made his way all the way back up to 5th. So he needs all the points he can to hold on to his points lead, because I think it's only a few points between him and Denis Yushenko in 2nd place. Yeah, it's only 2 points. That's not including the last race, but battle for the top 2 spots is really heating up in the leaderboard.
And that's in the series, right, Rick?
Yeah, that's points overall from the last 4 rounds.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is the in the league.
12 races.
Looks like we've got some more invective coming from Jack here. So maybe let's check out what's going on with Jack.
Let's go back to Jack, and we'll go the other way, and we'll hop on board with Colin for a second, who's in a nice little battle. This is the battle for 6th place. Good little battle going on for Colin here. Let's make our way. Oh, energy cars are deciding to take each other out. Hey, they actually have their livery showing today, so something worked. As they used to be just plain white cars. So here's Jack, kind of in no man's land. He's got a 60-second gap to the car behind him and a 50-second gap to the car in front of him. So basically that means he's got a lot of breathing room to just push as hard as he can. And if he makes a mistake, he's got lots of breathing room to the car behind. So it also means he could possibly get lapped pretty soon, because a lap is only, right now, laps are about 62 seconds. So
what a difference getting off of the wet tires and onto onto the mediums.
Yeah, it's a big. So far, it's only about 2 seconds difference from the top drivers. It's about, Jack full send. When in doubt, flat out. His car's got damage. It's going to be really hard to handle, but he's doing a good job, though. He's in 14th.
Yeah, good on him, Jack. Do the best you can, bud. Let's go back up to the exciting battle for P1 with Andrew here.
Oh, calling off as we just go by. That was kind of good timing. Here's Andrew. He's got a 2-second gap to, let's actually do this so we can see. So that's what 2 seconds looks like in these cars. That's a 2-second gap to Denis Yushenko in front of him.
Car in front of the car he's
chasing. Yes, that is first place in front of him. Yes. Who is also the driver directly in front of him in the leaderboard standings. So. But so far, I will say all 3 drivers have points. They're in the points right now. All 3 drivers are sitting in the points, because top 15 get points. Jack is sitting 14th, so he is going to get 2 points if he stays there, which is good.
Yeah, we're not going to jinx him by talking about it anymore.
Nope.
But
but he's got Andrew's got a good battle for second here. This is Adam Smith. This is he's on the hard tires, so Andrew. Probably doing a little bit of tire saving, means he's going around the corners a little bit slower than what he can, just to not scrub the tires, which basically is sliding the tires against the way they're supposed to be going, as Adam Smith has a massive slide. Andrew has shortened that gap. It's now about 1.7 seconds. Oh, Denis Yushenko is getting held up by back markers, so that's going to be why. Andrew's got to use this time to try to catch Denis as much as he can. Denis has passed the back marker. The back marker is now driven off the track, so he's not going to hold Andrew up, which is nice. My live timing has froze. Oh, their website went down again, so I have no live timing. That's lovely. Oh, and now it's back up. Jiminy Christmas.
It's like the old swamp gas reflecting off of Venus again.
Yeah, SimRacingMania. I will have to put out the hat, tip my hat to the guys at SimRacingMania. Andrew having a big spin in turn 1. Very well done to hold it. That's really going to hurt his tires though. We're on lap 13, so he's got 7 laps left to make these tires last the rest of the race. I have to tip my hat, as I was saying, off to Tomas and the rest of the guys that are putting on this series. They had their server. There's 4 of the moderators were on 4 different servers last night, and all 4 servers crashed at the exact same time. Then their website crashed last night, so they were trying to figure out what's going on with that. Then something happened where the track was taking forever to load, so it was taking people upwards of half an hour just to have the track download and everything to get on. But they worked, as far as I know, Tomas and his team worked overnight. The last message they put on last night, I think, was at like 9 p.m. our time, which is like 3 or 4 their time in the morning. So I tip my hat to them for really doing their best to make sure everybody could race today. That's awesome.
Well done, boys. Thank you so much.
That would have been scary.
There's that same car. He keeps having trouble,
That's Richard Brooks. Not all Richards drive like that. I will testify because my name is Richard and I do not drive like that. It could be that he's just not used to a wet track either. I know my first time.
Sometimes you drive like that when I hit you.
When we're dicking around, of course. It's fun that way. But this is a good battle. Andrew's just trying to hold on to second place. I'm surprised that Adam Smith is keeping up with him on the hard tires. I just think the Vauxhall is a little bit faster around here, that's all.
And maybe a little bit on the tires too. Andrew's tires being on mediums will be wearing a little bit faster than the hard tires, and as they wear, they stop providing optimal grip at the same ranges.
Update: Andrew has fastest lap of the race.
Drag race.
Yeah, the Vauxhall's got him. He had a way better launch out of that last corner. That's okay. I mean, this is still P3. Adam Smith on the hard tires is literally matching Andrew in lap time. Their lap times are very close. Andrew's just edged him out a little bit, but this is a really good battle for second place. Andrew, the slide coming down the hill. Got the inside line. They both cut the corner. That was actually, I'm going to call that racing incident, because Andrew had to turn in as Adam Smith turned in early. This is a really good little race. This is actually really nice to watch. And we're halfway down lap 15, so we got about 4.5 laps left now. Although this battle for second place is definitely letting them fall back from Denis Ishenko in first place. As you can see, he is, oops, wrong button. He is driving away. There he is in the distance, going through the chicane. He's also going to come up to some traffic here.
What are we talking about when we say lapped traffic or back markers, Rick?
Basically back markers are if first place is lapping a car that is in last place, that is what a back marker is. It just lets you know that you've hit the back of the pack. And hey, it's Arcturus. Yeah, very well done. Let him go. Yeah, let him take the inside line. Very well done. So back marker is just letting you know that you've hit the back of the pack and you are going to start to have traffic again as a leader. Or I mean, sometimes it's even like 10th place passes the guys at the back of the pack. Normally that shouldn't happen, but
and what happens to them? Let's talk about the blue flags.
Oh, the blue flag. So as a back marker, so say Howard, me, Jack, and Andrew are racing. Jack takes off, or Andrew takes off, and he's out in front of everybody. And me and Jack are at the back of the pack. Now Andrew comes up behind us. We're starting to get some construction static on our walkie-talkies. So Andrew starts to come up behind me and Jack. We now get what is called a blue flag, which tells us we're getting lapped. We need to not necessarily stop, but we need to get out of the way safely to let the lead car go by. Is basically all a blue flag is telling us to do. Normally you'll get it up, like this is the view that Andrew will be looking at. It'll pop up in the top left-hand side of his screen so that he knows to get out of the way. But because he's in second, the only time that'll happen is if Denis Yashenko all of a sudden puts on the nitro boost or whatever and takes off doing like 10-second lap times to catch up to Andrew. That's the only time that'll happen. But all the back markers is and blue flags are is to let the lapped people at the back of the pack know to please move out of the way of the lead cars.
I haven't seen too many people on the side of the track handing out rocket boosters, so.
Well, you never know. It could be nitro boost in there somewhere. Oh, looks like Andrew no longer has fastest lap. The track is definitely drying out. It's at 67% wetness, so that dry line is looking pretty tasty to these guys. So Jack is still doing good. Jack is still holding on to 14th place.
It's like he's in a bit of a battle.
Got a car right behind him within a second, so let's maybe go back and see what's going
Let's
on with
pop
Jack.
on back. There's Colin, kind of in the middle, no man's land. He's got P6 in front of him and 8th right behind him. Let's go. Where's Jackaboy? There's Jackaboy. Yeah, there we go. Now this is the battle for 13th. Jack has actually caught up to 13th place with damage. And this will be, they got 2 laps left. So they will be getting lapped pretty, they might get lapped. They may or may not get lapped this race. It's looking pretty iffy, but I don't know. It's going to be close.
That black car off got
Jack an extra place. That was in 14 in
That was
13.
P13,
So.
yeah. He's probably struggling with damage, or he's actually, he doesn't seem like he's that good of a driver because he's been spinning all over the place. As he lost a whole bunch of spots there. Sigrif DeVito.
A lot of these guys don't necessarily practice in the wet either.
Yeah.
I know these guys have started putting in some wet laps.
Just recently.
That sounds
yeah.
good, but some laps on track when it's wet out.
When the track is wet, yes.
Yes. And just so that they have a little bit of practice on getting grip with the wet tires and or a combination of different dryness and whatnot.
Mhm.
So
Jack is doing good. He's up into 13th, as Howard said. Colin is in 6th, and Andrew is still in 2nd place. He's really holding on to 2nd place strong.
let's see if we can go on board and watch them cross the line.
The leaders, here's Colin. Kind of in no man's land, like I said. He's got 2 cars battling behind him, which is going to help him out. And then here is Andrew. So let's, like Howard said, let's hop on board. We're coming through the last chicane. So Jack is not going to get lapped this race. He pushed through. Very well done. And looks like Andrew is really caught up to Yashenko by the end of this race. He pushed hard at the end. Very well done. That's going to be a 2nd place for... That's going to be a 2nd place for Andrew. Well done. Let's go back to, here's Colin coming through the chicane. That's going to be a 5th place for Colin. Very well done on Colin's part. Let's hop back to Jack here. Where is he? There he is. Here comes Jack in a heavy-duty P13. So... very well done from all 3 drivers. All 3 drivers in the points, which is awesome. Jack had to persevere through all the damage and everything that he took, which is awesome. He gained some positions back with that damage, which is awesome. Andrew held on to P2, which is awesome. Colin battled back from the back of the pack, basically, to finish 5th. So all in all 3 drivers had a very, very good race. Jack, the only one with a little bit of bad luck from that car taking him out. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a steward's inquiry, which is basically just a complaint to the officials, like the referees, asking for a penalty or something to be put out. But very well done from all 3 drivers. I think Howard's out in the pits, going to get some pointers or some viewpoints from the drivers, see what they say. Whenever you're ready, Howard, you can go ahead. All right, guys, we're gonna go to a quick break here, and then we'll come back in about 5 or 10 minutes for the third race of today. So we'll see you in a few minutes.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TRACKSVR. We have 12 full motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TRACKSVR.
All right, everybody, here we go. We're getting back into the race here. Race 3. This is the last race. So this is the confusing one. It's a reverse top 7. So we're going to have Andrew's going to be starting 6th and Colin's going to be starting 3rd. Jack going to be starting 13th. Hopefully he can stay out of all the issues that it normally happen in the middle of the pack. But we will see what happens there. I'm actually going to ride on board with Jack. Yeah, we'll ride on board with Jack. Why not? Sorry, having 3 drivers to pick from, it's like I don't know which one to ride on board with half the time. But we'll ride on board with Jack for the first little bit of this race and see what happens. Got about 20 seconds, I think. Oh no, 2 seconds. So here we go. Getting ready for lights out. There we go, lights out. Race is on. Jack had a wicked start. That's that Formula 1 start you want to see right there. Looks like Andrew's already made it up to P4. Had a wicked drive. Ashenko actually lost a place. Had such a good start there. I will apologize for the lag. All these cars. Oh, that Richard Brooks car is off. No incidents thus far. First lap. This is actually a pretty clean first lap so far, which is a change from every other race that we've had. But very well done. Jack up into P10 now, right behind Ashenko. Looks like Colin's made his way up into 2nd place. I'm actually going to turn my camera on here, guys. Just give me a second. Yeah, okay, cool. Andrew up into 4th. And Jack into 10th. So this is actually looking really good. And the guys in front of Andrew and Colin are actually slower than the 2 of them. So they should be able to catch up and or pass them relatively easy, relatively quickly. So, oh, that was, I don't know what happened there. Jack gets absolutely plowed through the first corner of the chicane. It was a relatively clean first lap until that incident. I don't know what caused that at all. I don't even know who that was behind him. Andrew, looks like Andrew got taken out too. Andrew's fallen all the way back down to P9. Cars everywhere this race. I know from looking in the Discord, there's a lot of bad blood between a couple of the drivers. Jack, very vocal this race, not very happy with that move. I don't know if it was a late break or what. He's having a real hard time in the back of the pack. A lot of the guys back there seeming to not be the greatest drivers. Colin having a spin or getting taken out, I'm not sure. Andrew goes past him. Well, it looks like all the gloves are off this race. Especially judging by the Discord chat. Literally all gloves are off. Let's just hop back on with Colin. My co-host Howard is just out for a second. He's got a meeting here right quick, so he's going to be out for a little bit anyway. Colin doing good though after spin. I don't think he got hit. Doesn't look like he's got damage. I think he just spun. Same with Andrew. I don't know if Andrew got hit or if he got spun, but it's shaping up to be a bloodbath out there already. Howard is back for a bit here. Might have to go and take a look at Andrew's and Jack's cars, because Jack got T-boned going to the chicane after lap 1. Then I saw that Andrew, I think, spun or got taken out, and Colin spun. So it's been first 2 laps have been absolute bloodbaths for all 3 drivers already. So
Very unfortunate. These guys were had quite a bit of confidence going into this 3rd race too. So I guess we're just gonna have to find out. There was a lot of back and forth on Discord, just out of the last couple of races, especially that last one, about tires and stuff that we were talking about, and mining each other's racing lines. So it's unfortunate that people are letting their anger determine how they drive.
Yeah, this race is not looking to be a very nice one. Let's just say that. But looks like I think Howard's just going out to the pits. Oh, it looks like Colin got spun again, or did spin. I'm not sure. Let's go on board with Andrew here.
Looks like it's
I think Howard's
raining
just out
again,
checking
guys.
out the. It's gonna get a little bit laggy for a second here, guys. I apologize for that. We have our hat of the day too, which is an Alpine hat. So we actually have all 10 Formula One teams in stock, hat-wise, here at TRACKSVR, Western Canada's biggest F1, authentic F1 retailer in Western Canada. So come on down, check us out, and take a look at some hats, possibly buy one, all that good stuff. They're all really nice, actually. So
Yeah, for all those fans out there who've really come to F1 and being fans recently due to the Netflix series, which we won't Drive to Survive, but we won't promote them because they have their own marketing money. Anyways, we thank them because it's really brought people.
Andrew just took out a Shenko. Oh no.
I think that was a little bit on everybody
I think
there.
that was just all four guys. I don't know what happened there. I know everybody's kind of racing with a little bit of heat in their blood, so.
Yeah, there's some hot words, like I said, on Discord is the communication app that these guys are using to talk to each other. Yeah. So both during the race and after the race in the form of text. Nonetheless, if any of you do have a favorite driver or favorite team, get a hold of us. We probably have some authentic merch available for you, or we can order it for you if we don't have it. So please, TRACKSVR, your Western Canadian retailer of authentic F1 merchandise.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so we don't know what happened there, but that looked like all four cars were kind of the black MG6 was having issues. The tag car of Adam Smith was having issues. Dennis was on the outside. Andrew was on the. It was just. I think they're gonna deem it a racing incident. I think, but it will definitely end up getting looked at, especially because Denis Sushenko is gonna be up there. Probably, I think, is the points leader now. After the last two races, so he's definitely going to be putting in a steward's inquiry, like I mentioned, which is just a complaint to the referees, basically, who are called stewards in racing, to look at putting a penalty out there or giving penalties to whomever was in the incident. So I'm sure that'll get looked at, but I hope it doesn't hurt. I hope it doesn't hurt Dennis or Andrew too much, because the battle between those two is very good and they're both respectful of each other. So. I know there was no bad blood between Andrew and Dennis. That might cause a little bit, but I highly doubt it. Andrew and Dennis will get out and talk about it after, I'm sure. So.
Andrew's having a good recovery drive here, it looks like.
Yeah, Andrew's back in P8. He's really got to push now. Oh, P7, yeah. I wasn't sure if that was a lap car. That car just drove straight off the track.
I just wanted to take a second to promote our esports. We're one of the only guys streaming live racing, international racing in Alberta. So I know there may potentially be some people, like I said earlier, from Calgary Economic Development, either watching this race right now or from the looks of our YouTube. Maybe they'll watch the race later. Anyways, wanted to say thank you, reaching out to you guys. Thanks, Gov. We love you. and let's see if we can help esports gain some more market share here in Alberta, and what we can do to become a bigger esport streamer and a supporter of esports here in Alberta, and Canada in general and worldwide in total. Because as you guys know, I usually sign off from Earth.
I know, that being said, I know that Canada has been trying to get into esports stuff a lot more in the past like 5 years. And they did hold, I actually have raced against and have met the guy from Calgary who won the first Canadian Forza Motorsport Championship, where he won 20 grand. So
there you go. So we're supporters, and isn't this exciting? Come on, guys, it's so exciting. This racing, you know, it's back and forth. We got people hitting each other. We got people passing each other. We got all kinds of heated blood between drivers. What's more exciting than that?
We're just gonna pop back to Jack here for a second. I don't know if this is the same guy that took him out before, but it looks like the same car. I know there's 2 or 3 of the same car out there, but they made it through the chicane good this time. Thank God. Jack is up in 12th place at the moment. Andrew's up into 6th.
It's like Colin's still struggling back there. The Colonel
Sanders, yeah,
had an unfortunate incident early on in the race, and we can't see his car from the pits. It's one of our cars that we can't see because he's driving remotely, but we'll I'm sure find out over Discord later whether he was struggling with that. But I suspect, just knowing Colin the way that I do, that he is struggling with some damage. But yeah, some great racing here, really exciting, back and forth. Here we go again down the straight, and see what Andrew can do.
Yeah, Jack doing a very good job of holding this guy off. Earlier we saw the guy that was on the softs last race. He is now on the proper tire. As Andrew was flying past him, he decided to drive himself off the track. So judging by that, says that he's not a very good racecraft driver. And judging by the fact that he didn't read the rules before coming into the race, also shows that he doesn't know he's doing very well.
But we love him because we love everybody.
But everybody is are entitled to trying at least, and then learning from there. So Jack actually doing a very good job. He's putting in a good lap here. He's pulling away from this guy behind him. Back to the actual race now. No more tangents for the rest of this race. We got about 9 laps left, so we're gonna focus on just the race. Jack doing a very good job of pulling away from Andy Birch, the car behind, who actually looks like he had a spin. So Jack doing a very good job there. So now he's kind of in the middle of no man's land. He's got a 5-second gap to the car in front and a 4-second gap to the car to Andy behind him. So he's doing very good. Colin's really out in the middle of no man's land. Let's go back on board and see if we can find Andrew. Here's Andrew up into 5th place. Doing a very good job. Again, guys, I apologize for the stutteriness of the stream. The frames, for whatever reason, like I said, I had to turn down all of our things to get the frames back up. Like, this is the best they've been since I tried all the other stuff or whatever. So but Andrew doing a very good job. He's in 5th. Denis Sashenko is behind him in 9th, and Vlad Tokarov is ahead of him. So this is really, if this is how they finish, this is really going to mix up the point standings. But Andrew doing a very good job. Colin all the way at the back of the pack. Well, not at the back. He's in 19th out of 20, but he's got a 13-second gap to the car in front of him. So he's got a lot of work to do and only about 7 laps to do it in. So really has to push hard. Jack still kind of in the middle of no man's land. Still has his 5-second gap and his 4-second gap. So race 3 is kind of turning into a little bit more of a boring race, which I mean is fine. Andrew is pulling away from these guys. He's really going to start putting on the afterburners now to try to catch up. He's got 4 seconds to the car in front of him, so he's really got to put on the speed and keep the car nice and straight and keep it on track, nice and consistent, and he'll be fine. The track is definitely drying out quite a bit as the lap times are now another second and a bit faster than they were last race. So we've gone from doing 1:14s, 1:15 lap times, and we're now doing 1:11 lap times, 1:11. So track definitely drying out at 57% wetness at the moment. So I'm gonna pop back to Jack, I think here. Looks like he's gained a little bit of ground. Yeah, he's gained up quite a bit of ground to that car in front. As we'll just ride on board for a second. This is about a 2 to 2.5 second gap on the main straight at 200 kilometers an hour. So anybody who says that a 2-second gap at 200 kilometers an hour is a very small gap, it's not as small as you think it is. But all 3 drivers doing very good. Colin having the little bit of issues at the beginning of the race, unfortunately. But for the most part, all the drivers are doing phenomenal. They're pushing as hard as they can. Andrew's still in 5th. Vlad Tokarov has finally taken 1st place with 6 laps to go. Denis Sashenko's still in 9th place. Also, remember, Dennis and Andrew are going to have the most ballast after last race. Dennis is going to have 60 kilograms of ballast of extra weight added, and Andrew's going to have like 54 kilograms of weight added. So that's a lot of extra weight. Howard's got news from the pits, I think.
Yeah, so it looks like all of them are sporting a little bit of damage. Nothing they can't handle or haven't been through before. And of course, the track is really drying out, so starting to see some hot tire situations, as you guys have seen. Some of these corners, they really, the tires are really sliding through, right? So. Like right there, you're going to get a lot of heat built up on your left front, and then this one's going to be on your right front. Correct. Yeah, other way around.
Other way around. Going through a left-hander, it's your outside right front tire. Going through a right-hander, it's your outside left front tire that gets the hottest.
And you can really see that some rubber being laid down on the track as well in the dry in the dry driving line. So that explains exactly what I'm talking about.
Andrew, a little bit squirrely coming out of that corner there.
Actually, Jack, I think.
Oh, that is Jack. Yes, I'm riding aboard Jack. I had to go back and check out and see what was going on. So Jack had a little bit of a squirrely incident. Andrew's made it up into 4th place, so let's figure out where Andrew is. Looks like him and Adam Smith are slowly picking their way up to the top 3 here. Andrew has about 4 laps left and about 2-second gap. Oh, excuse me, to the car in front of him. So lots of active steering, keeping all 4 tires with their contact. Also, what you guys can see from this view is these guys are going around corners at like a minimum on this track of like 110 kilometers an hour. I dare you all to try and do that in real life. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that in real life. Don't do that on the roads.
Do not
do that
real
out
life.
there. Obey the signs. You can really get yourselves hurt. These cars are made to go that fast around these corners. So
they're made to go that fast. They're set up to go that fast, and the drivers are used to track conditions that allow them to go that fast.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Colin has DNF'd. Colin has officially DNF'd. It just popped up on my screen.
Yeah,
I'm
That's
not surprised.
unfortunate.
I think he was sporting a lot of damage after that incident on the first lap.
Yeah, I didn't know what happened. I thought he would have just spun because he was back on track pretty quick, but and then he got spun out again or got hit again, so I wasn't sure. Andrew's really making a push. He's got 3 laps left. He does have his crew chief, his virtual crew chief, in his ear, telling him how many laps are left, what his fuel's like, what his tires are like, the gap between cars, and all that good stuff. Basically, like he would if he was in a real race car with his pit crew telling him and giving him all this information. So he's just got a virtual version of that pit crew.
Probably a good thing.
Yes, especially right now. Jack still holding strong in 12th place, though.
I can't help but think that this is going to help Jack move up from, I think he's sitting in P16 in the
He was
the
20th
championship.
after all the penalties and stuff got applied, because Jack unfortunately did get a penalty after the last race, which put him back from, I think he was sitting 17th or 16th, put him back down to 20th. So, but I mean, he's got points. Did he get points all 3 races, or did he not get points the first race? I can't remember.
No,
I
I
think he
believe
got points all 3 races, so it's really going to help
Yeah.
him out. Oh, Jack's very talkative out there. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's very talkative out there. Andrew's doing a good job. Oh, Jack's up into P11. That's what he was talking about. Jack has moved up into 11th place, and he's got a massive gap to 12th place now. So I was gonna say, let's just turn those things off. We're getting a lot of construction chatter on our walkie-talkies. Andrew has 2 laps left to pass this tag car, which is Adam Smith, the only clean, I would say, really clean, fast driver in the tag Vauxhalls. So Andrew's got a good little battle on his hands here in front of him. Nothing he hasn't been through before. Jack is in 11th place, and Colin, unfortunately, with the DNF. So that damage, like Howard said, must have really taken a toll. But yeah, you can definitely see those tire marks starting to wear into the dry line now, which tells you that there is literally no wetness left. Cars aren't sliding as much. Well, they're sliding, but not as much. Andrew's putting on the pressure.
Slides as well.
Andrew's really putting on the pressure. It's going to be whoever makes the mistake first. This is the battle for 3rd, so this will be Andrew's podium. Down the long straight.
And he could really use this 3rd place, seeing as how Denis Shashenko is sitting down in 8th.
Yeah. Oh, Jack, what happened? I don't want to go away from this battle. No, it looks like Jack's okay.
I'm gonna go take a look and I'll get back to you here quickly. Yeah, don't leave.
We'll just hop on board for a second. No, he's fine. He looks okay. He's still in 11th. He's okay. Okay, back to Andrew. Back to the battle for 3rd. They have 1 lap left. This is their last lap. Andrew has to push hard. I'm sure his crew chief, his virtual crew chief, like I said, is really in his ear telling him to push hard. Don't push too hard. We don't want to get any penalties though, Andrew. Basically, at this point, Andrew has to force Adam to make a mistake. Now, by doing that, is you constantly are in his mirror, getting alongside him a little bit like that, kind of throwing Adam off of his game. That is literally all he's trying to do at this point. But Adam, like I said, is a very good, very clean, very fast driver. So this is really testing Andrew out, which is nice. This is a really, really good battle. Jack back down into P12. They both lock up going to the chicane. This is the last, drag race to the finish line. Unfortunately, Andrew's not going to quite get it. Andrew with a 4th place finish. Not bad though. Very, very well done from both drivers. Let's go back to Jack. Where is he? Where's Jackaboy? There's Jackaboy. Solid P12. That's a points finish all 3 races for Jack. Last 2 corners. Chicane 1, chicane 2. Well, chicane corner 1, chicane corner 2. down the main straight. Very well done. Very well done from all three drivers. Well, the two drivers for this race, but all three drivers for the other two races. Unfortunate luck for Colin. That was a really good race to watch. That was a lot of fun to watch. Where is Andrew's back in the pit stall?
Yeah, he wasn't too pleased with the one time.
I was gonna say Andrew was not a happy camper. Okay, this is cool. This is a cool shot. This is a cool shot. Four drivers showing their respect for each other. Driving on straight. That was actually a really cool shot. That was very cool from all of them.
Yeah, good gentleman driving right there.
Yeah, that was very good from all of them. Yeah, very well done. I do believe Ashenko and Arcturus are buddies and teammates. Hence why their car looks the same. They're just different colors. But that was very cool. That was a really cool show of sportsmanship from all five of those drivers right there. So I will give it that.
Well,
I'm going to see if I can get the drivers in here. We may not hear from Andrew. He's a little bit mad right now, but I will see if we can get some final words here before we end our stream today. Again, thank you for watching today, guys. So much fun for us, and we hope you enjoy it. So we'll see if we can get the guys in to talk about the race, but it was super exciting for us just to see the progression of our drivers.
Yes, sir. We're going to go to a quick intermission here before we get the guys in. If they want to do an interview, I don't even know if either one of them are really going to be up for it because they've all kind of had it at the end of that race, I think. But we'll have a quick intermission here, see what they say, and if not, we'll be right back anyway to do our send-off.
Have you been locked up all year? Tired of the same old routine? We've got you covered at TRACKSVR. We have 12 full-motion simulators incorporating VR technology to put you in the driver's seat of a race car. With our team of sim experts, we can help guide you whether you're a beginner or a seasoned veteran. From Ferrari to AlphaTauri and all the teams in between, we've got the largest selection of F1 racing merchandise in Western Canada. We clean all the equipment before and after each use and disinfect all high touch points. Forget about the Zoom presentation on Monday. Forget about the holes in the wall for your kids' virtual soccer practice. Bring your future champions down here. We're open for retail viewing and product testing. We want to bring our passion for racing to you here at TRACKSVR.
Turn the music down just a wee bit. All right, guys. So I am back here. I have Mr. Jackaboy with me here to do the interview first. We still don't know if Andrew's going to do one. He's pretty upset. But Jack, let us know your feelings on race 1, 2, and 3 there, sir.
Qualifying was extremely wet. It was hard. And also, we were using a different version of the track to practice on, so it was a bit different. Not really that different, but a little bit different than what we were used to. But we qualified like 18th, and I think a 3-place grid penalty put me down 21st. The first race actually went quite well for me. I had a really good start off the bat. I got up into like the top 10 there for a bit, and then kept pushing and ended up P11, which was a good result for where I qualified for the first race. The first race was crazy wet. I think a lot of people were gambling by going on slick tires there, and I decided not to gamble, just stick with the wets, right? So I felt like that served me pretty well. Near the end of the race, there were some guys on mediums that were starting to catch me, but most of them right at the start of the race, they were just falling off the track everywhere, right? So that just allowed me to snag so many positions, and then they're playing catch up the rest of the race. So the first race went quite well considering where I started. Race 2 had a really good start, just rocketed it up. I think I was in the top 10. Managed to get up to about P5, I believe, until a red Focus ended up spinning me in the higher speed section coming up the hill there. He was on the right side of me, and I was coming into a left, and all of a sudden I go to turn left, and my car is starting to point itself to the right, and I realized right then, and I could feel it in my wheel with the force feedback that I'd been hit, or that turned, and I was caught on him, and instant turn got me back down probably about 5 to 10 places. I can't exactly remember. And then from that point on, I was just playing catch up the whole time, and it's whatever though. I think I got some points in that race as well, P12. Yeah, which was pleasing. But considering I started, I think P13 or P11 or something like that, I wasn't too happy, especially because I saw the pace was there to get me up into the top 10, top 5 possibly even. But overzealous driver decided to take me out. I don't know what he was thinking going for an overtake there. There really wasn't any room, especially on a wet track. If you're gonna try and take half the dry line, half the wet line, it's generally not gonna go well with the car beside you. And it's just it's too bad that I caught the brunt of that and dropped down quite a few positions. And then third race, similar. I think I was starting P12, P13. Got a hell of a launch off the bat in the third race there. I was doing really well, and then up into the last chicane, one of the tag cars tried to throw it up the inside, and I thought I'd out-braked him. He was trying to shove his nose in where there really wasn't enough room, and I was ahead of him, and his nose ended up hitting my rear and completely spinning me around. I think that sent me to the last place. I was in last place after the first lap in that third race, 20th position. I was quite unhappy about that. I mean, obviously there were still some opportunities to get up ahead and stuff like that. So I just kept pushing. It looked like Colin was having tons of trouble too. And as well as Andrew just getting hit by other drivers, right? Guys are being a little bit belligerent and pushing too hard for overtakes, and emotions are getting quite high. In the Discord and just in general, because we're coming to the end. People were trying to push for that first place championship position. Is quite close with Andrew and all the top guys. And even kind of the bottom guys around where I'm at, we're still fighting for points, right? Every haul of points, just you're going up or down positions every time. So it was disappointing to be in last place at after the first lap in that third race. I kept pushing though, and was able to get some more positions, and I really started finding some pace there, and was getting past some much slower cars, and then end of the race there. I think second to last lap. Pushed it a little too wide on one of the chicanes, and one of my back tires caught the grass and sent me for a spin. So I lost one position on that last lap. I believe I was running P11, and then I got dropped back down to P12. Whatever though, I was happy to get some points. I mean, it's clear to see how much our expectations of ourselves have changed over the races. Silverstone, that goal was finish the race, right? Now it's just we're unhappy unless we're getting top 10s, right? So it's good to see that we've at least progressed and we're pushing ourselves, and we expect that much more of ourselves now. It's quite a big change from the start. There's some anger and disappointment, but we're doing a lot better than we were before, and that's just why the disappointment is so much, because we know we have the ability to get top 10 finishes, all three of us, and it's just we gotta try and stay out of trouble for this last round. Hopefully, we'll see how the points shake-up works here, but hopefully Andrew can get up a couple positions. I know that Tokarev was having some tough races there, and it looks like Ashenko might have as well. I'm not too sure. And yeah, we'll see where I end up. I think I got dropped down a spot or two due to a penalty in the last round that I'd received. So we'll see if this kind of shifts me up or down, hopefully up. And yeah, we'll keep pushing for that last race.
Yes, sir. Yeah, very good races. I mean, your freaking launch we were on board with you in the third race and that launch. I was just like, holy, you passed 3 cars before you even got close to the first corner. It was a wicked launch. It was like F1 launches where they just take off and they're past everybody like right off the bat. It was awesome. Really good launch. So you're improving there. That's one of the biggest things is the green light is your friend. Colin not so much. He seems to struggle with the launches a little bit still, but going into Brands Hatch next week. What are your thoughts? I know we've all kind of driven that track quite a bit, so we all know it. What are your thoughts going into next week?
Fingers crossed for no effing rain, because I'm so sick of the frickin' rain. Honestly, it is. Because you know, my racecraft, I can compete with these top 10 guys quite easily, but once the rain comes out, my pace changes, and not terribly bad, but it provides more opportunities for me to, you know, lose pace or have mistakes, right? And I don't mind that because it's the same for everyone else, I guess, but it's just I'd like to have, you know, what I practice on be the actual track we're racing on. Of course, it's in Britain, so it rains all the goddamn time. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so surprised, but yeah, that first race here was just so wet, and then the other two we were on slicks, but the wet line was still very you know, present through all those, and you know, we just had to keep an eye on that, and it was causing some issues, I think, for all of us, right? So it would just be nice, yeah, for hopefully a dry race, and yeah, we'll see how the pace is there. I'm pretty sure we'll be doing the shorter Brands Hatch track. I don't think we'll be doing the longer one, so it'll probably be around minute time laps, and maybe even less, and yeah, we'll just be pushing for it all. I know Andrew's really going to be climbing. We'll see. We'll have to do the math to see where he has to finish and where everyone else has to finish for him to get first in the championship. I know it's still possible. Still possible for us. So yeah, just you know, that'll be our main goal is getting our number 1 driver up into hopefully first place, and then just hopefully snagging some points for me and Colin to continue to move ourselves up.
Yeah, that's I know everybody next race, all the top 5 are going to be crunching numbers. I know Emmanuel, after he DNF'd in the first race today, he decided to just not show up for the second race. So I mean, he's going to be dropping way down, I'm sure, but that's just the way things go. So Andrew's definitely in the fight for the title at the moment. Jack got all 3 races. He got some points in. Which is good, so that's going to be good for his standings here. We'll just see how things go. They haven't updated the list yet, so we'll kind of keep you guys updated next week, and we'll go from there. But so far, things are heating up huge in the Discord and everything, so we will keep you guys posted as to penalties, because there's probably going to be a lot, as there usually is, and on the point standings as well. Any other words before we go?
No. As always, thanks for watching, anyone viewing this, and yeah, it's you know, obviously there's a tone of disappointment, and you'll probably hear that with Andrew too. But you know, it's like I said, it's the progression that, you know, our expectations of ourselves has gotten so much higher from the start. So it's good to see, you know, where we were and where we are now, and you know, hopefully there's another series that SRM will come out with, and we'll continue competing. You know, lots of these guys are good racers. You know, there's some bit troublesome driving from some of the guys, but lots of them are new, right? And they need to kind of temper their aggressiveness, right? It's you know, they have the pace. A lot of these guys, you can tell, probably have played a lot of single player, done a lot of timing and hot laps and stuff like that, but their racecraft is not nearly up to snuff compared to some of the other guys here. So a lot of us need to work on you know, everyone, I guess, needs to work on the racecraft, and yeah, hopefully I won't be getting spun as much. I mean, I got turned twice today, which was pretty frustrating, because both times I was up in a really advantageous position considering where it started. So you know, maybe it's me not defending hard enough. I don't know, right? When a guy shoves his nose up the inside, you know, and I don't want to give him the position, there's not a whole lot I can do, right? But I don't find myself doing that to other people very often, right? You know, the only time I'm doing moves like that, or when I'm absolutely sure I can make it, right? So it'd be nice to see some of the same you know, driving from everyone else. But yeah, no, it's we're looking forward to the last one, and onwards and upwards.
Sounds good, man. I know you guys will do good. Brands Hatch is a pretty nice track, really fun to drive. So I know Andrew and Jack are both gonna do great. I'm gonna see if Andrew wants to do an interview. I know he's he's pretty teed off about everything that kicked off in the third race. As per rights, we all saw the one incident. The first incident we didn't see, but the second incident we saw, and first thing that I saw on Andrew's face was a look of utter disgust and very, very disappointed. So I'm gonna go see if he wants to do an interview. If not, this will be the end of the stream, but give me like 30 seconds, go check on him, see what he wants to do, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so Andrew is not going to do an interview today. He's in the middle of taking some food in, very, very hungry boy, after that race. So that's going to be it for us. Howard's not going to be able to give his send off. He's just starting a meeting at the moment, so which I'm going to be joining in a second here. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love seeing you guys out here. It makes my life a lot better, makes it more fun for me to come out and stream when I know you guys are watching. Congrats to all three drivers. I know all three of them had some issues, especially in race 3. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Thank you to the F&40s podcast for sponsoring us. Thanks to Leanne for coming down and chatting them up and letting you guys know about the F&40s and the Blind Beggar. That was really cool. Sorry if you're watching, Leanne. Sorry we had to put you on camera. We didn't know you don't like it. Good to know for next time. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell your friends. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we go live. All that good YouTube stuff. And I'll see you guys in a week on next Tuesday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for round 6, the finale, the last 3 races, which will determine where our drivers end up in the standings. Top 2 drivers on the leaderboard get a prize, so Andrew's really going to be pushing for that. We're going to be calculating how many points he needs to get, where he needs to finish, coming into the final round.